Hi, my name is Frédéric Panayotis and I am the cellar master for Champagne Ruinart. Before we try the Ruinart Blanc, let's start with a little bit of history. So Ruinart was the first established champagne house in 1729, actually 1st September of 1729, and we still have this amazing account book that shows the very first date for Ruinart. Talking about history, we love this painting from Jean-François de Troyes from 1735. It's called Le Déjeuner d'huîtres, the lunch with oysters, and you can see that the bottles used in those days were very similar in shape to the current bottle of Ruinart. So we have this very strong link with the history of champagne. Ruinart was the first house to use wooden boxes to ship champagne. Those boxes used to hold 60, 80, up to 120 bottles and were obviously used to ship the wines in the European markets where we know it was very welcomed and obviously seducing the rich and famous people of Europe. Ruinart today is established in Reims, and underneath the premises we have those magnificent crayères. Those crayères were actually chalk pits and were used very early on by Ruinart. You can think of Les Crayères as the most perfect place to store wine and champagne, of course. The temperature is always the same, around 50 degrees or 10 Celsius. Humidity is very high. It's obviously very dark. It's also naturally regulated in temperature, so it's a very sustainable way to store wine. And they also offer an amazing experience. So if you come to visit Ruinart, you will see obviously this crayère. So as much as we have the oldest history in Champagne, our love affair with the Chardonnay is much more recent. In 1947, Bertrand Mur, a descendant of the Ruinart family, decided to use Chardonnay as the main signature of the house. And his idea behind the Chardonnay was to craft a champagne that was fresher, more elegant, easier to drink in a way. And using Chardonnay was a very smart idea. And we started to make the first Blanc de Blanc at Ruinart in 1947. The grape source for Ruinart Blanc de Blanc, it's obviously all Chardonnay. We source grapes from about 20 to 25 villages. Some Premier Cru and Grand Cru make the core base of this cuvée. But we also need grapes that come from non-Premier Cru vineyards. The Premier Cru typically will bring more longevity, will bring more elegance, will give you the quality base. When the non-Premier Cru vineyards give you, typically those Chardonnay give more roundness, more softness, and they will help the blend to age quickly enough in the cellar so that it's released after, let's say, 3 years after harvest. One element which you don't want to forget is the stemware. Appropriate glassware for champagne, and for Ruinart in particular, is this type of glass. So we don't use flute any longer, we don't use scoop neither, but this tulip shape, which is a little bit wider, allows the wine to express itself, yet has the perfect shape to concentrate the flavors. And I think the style of the house, the style of Ruinart, will come through even better using the proper stemware. Let's open this wine to see how it tastes. The Blanc de Blanc is typical of the aromatic freshness, which is the style of the Ruinart house. It always displays a lot of citrus flavors, a lot of white floral notes, some green spices as well. So think of like cardamom, ginger, think of lemon, grapefruit. It's very lifted and very aromatic at the same time. Very fresh, very beautiful. But I think what makes Ruinart Blanc de Blanc so special is the balance. With my team, we're working very hard to have a natural roundness. So the dosage is quite limited. We are about 7 grams on this wine, on this Blanc de Blanc cuvée. So the roundness comes more from the natural balance of the grapes and the fact that we do also put all of our wine through malolactic fermentation, and that helps lowering the acidity, but also bringing a more silky texture, which is very important to integrate the effervescence and have that sensation, that feeling of very fine, delicate bubbles that brings a very beautiful texture in your mouth. Chardonnay can be quite austere sometimes, but the Ruinart Blanc de Blanc is not at all like this. We want our Blanc de Blanc to be actually quite easy to drink. And the sourcing of the grapes and the way we make the wines as well explains how we can achieve that style. Obviously, because it's a Blanc de Blanc and the Chardonnay has always that amazing lightness, it's a very beautiful aperitif, very sophisticated. But Blanc de Blanc, Ruinart Blanc de Blanc has enough complexity and enough intensity to match some food, and it's actually a great partner if you think of like scallops with some green apples and horseradish to bring a little bit of spice element. That would pair absolutely well. Think of like salmon rotos with some black radish, some ham, or even better dried beef with melon and the Blanc de Blanc. Amazing mariage. And if you want to do something a bit more simple, think of pasta. Pasta with some fish or some like trout roe, and use a little bit of, you can grate a little bit of lime on it or lemon, and again will have the complexity of the dish echoing the flavors of the Blanc de Blanc. Cheers, enjoy, bonne dégustation.